Hey guys, this is Comic Inno, and today I'm doing a review for Supergirl Episode 2. So let's start talking about this episode, and yes, if you haven't figured it out, I will be reviewing Supergirl weekly, because I love Supergirl as a character, and I am loving this show. So let's talk about this episode. So we get to start out where Supergirl kind of just wants to take the weight of the world on her shoulders. Wants to do all these big heroics, you know, saving ships, saving tons of people, and she keeps screwing up because she's a new hero. She doesn't really know how to fight. She just kind of uses her powers willy-nilly. And this whole episode's kind of a journey for her to learn that, yeah, she has power, but sometimes maybe she won't have powers, or maybe sometimes someone's gonna be stronger than you, and you have to have more than just power. You have to have wit. You need to know how to use your powers, because she's a new hero. Even though she's had these powers all her life, she's kind of always used them, I guess, in daily routine. She's never used them as a hero, so it's very different. So the villain we see here, you think it's just going to be a Fort Ross villain, you think it's going to be a villain of the week, but really we get to see Kara and her aunt go face to face. Now we learned that Astra was alive and was the villain of the season last episode in that cliffhanger. And you think usually TV shows, especially superhero shows, they wait until like mid-season finale for the big bad and the hero to come face to face. But in Supergirl, in episode 2, you get to see Astra and Kara go face to face, and that was amazing. I did not expect that. And also this episode is definitely looking at relationships, seeing that Jimmy, or James and Wynn are trying to help Kara, and you analyze the relationship between Alex and Kara. Alex trusting Kara, but at the same time telling her you do need to have more practice. And Kara's a little uptight about it. It's like, no, I don't need practice. I could be a hero. And she has that, I guess, she has that confidence in herself, but then she realizes, okay, maybe I do have to take it step by step. And she learns from all of the people in her life how to kind of do this hero thing. Cat Grant even tells her in a way that she didn't know she was Supergirl, but she said, oh, if I was Supergirl, I'd be doing the small things first and building my way up. And you get to see a little bit of heart in Cat Grant. Another side story with Cat is that she wants an exclusive with Supergirl, and if she does not get that exclusive, then Jimmy/James gets fired. So, and James trying to get out of the shadow of Superman. It's also trying to get out of the shadow of other people. And something I really enjoy about the flashbacks here, is that we get to see that Supergirl had a life on Krypton. So she even has this conversation with Jimmy saying that you don't have to do things alone. We should be together. We should be really working together. That was always the motto on Krypton. So that actually had a lot to do with this episode, is that Kara had a life before Earth, compared to Superman. Superman was a baby. He's kind of always been an Earthling in a way. Yeah, he had alien physiology, but he never really knew what Krypton was. And here, Supergirl, Kara, she was a young girl when she left. So I guess she was like 8 or 10 when she left, so she has all these memories, and that's when that big moment where she gets to see the big bad face to face, you're like, oh my god, first of all, that's kind of like your mother, because your mother looks exactly the same, and that's your family. But then Kara says, well, yeah, she might be my blood family, but my sister is my real family. And she's definitely going to go head on to try to defeat her aunt. So yeah, this episode had a lot of great things because, well, there's so many twists and turns. First of all, the best moment in this episode having to be, Alex saying, yeah, I have faith in you, and is kind of this subconscious worry that Kara had that her mom and Astra, they would always fight, and because Astra didn't have faith in people, and in Kara's subconscious, like, how about if my sister doesn't have faith in me? It'll be kind of like this thing my mom and aunt had, and I don't want that with my sister. So I love that moment, and Alex proves how much she cares about her sister and how much she does have faith in her sister, that she chose her own fortress of solitude, where if you've seen Smallville or if you read the comics, if you know anything about Superman, he has his own fortress of solitude, and then you get to see Supergirl's version, and I loved it. You got to see the S on the ground, and then you had Supergirl's mother kind of be the Jor-El for her, and it was just so perfect. I love that it was in the DEO. I liked it. It was a nice twist on something we know from Superman mythology. Really enjoyed that, and yeah, that was definitely the best part. Also, there's another twist towards that end where maybe Hank might not be a good guy. He had these like red dots in his eyes. So is someone taking over him? We know that he's gonna maybe be Cyborg Superman. So really curious to see where that goes. And Astra was talking to somebody in her lair. Maybe that's actually Hank, and he's been pretending his accent, because the actor actually, I think he's British or something, he has a different accent, so maybe he's been faking the accent as Hank. I'm really curious to see if that actually, maybe that was Hank. I don't know what's going on with him, but that was cool. But yeah, all the small moments in this episode really made it. Like I said, I really enjoyed that they showed Kara's past and that she lived on Krypton, and that's the big difference between Supergirl and Superman, and what makes Supergirl so interesting. And I think what's going to make this show really interesting is the flashbacks, compared to Arrow, where I don't really like the flashbacks, but it definitely gives weight. Even Kara just mentioning things about like, oh, you know, I know this Kryptonian word and it means this. It's kind of cool to see that, especially in a setting on Earth and her wearing her glasses or at work. So I had a lot of fun watching that. So yeah, this episode just continues to be awesome. This show continues to be awesome. Really enjoyed it. Only nitpick I really had from the episode is probably the effects still. As much as I like the effects, sometimes the close-ups looked a little awkward. Like, when, maybe they did this on purpose, but when Supergirl was, like, trying to save the ship, the way they did the close-up was a little awkward. Even though I liked the ending battle, there were some points where you kind of could tell there's wire work. So I think they need to kind of improve on the action a little bit, but the story was really well done. There's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of things that you could really just have fun with in this episode, and it just continues this kind of upbeat storyline we got from episode 1. So, another great episode, and really surprised me. Things that I did not expect to see this season, or at least this early this season, you see in episode 2. And it's just going to get better from here. And I'm excited to see how Kara develops as a hero, because that really was this episode. It's her developing as a hero and learning that it's not always about having a strong fist. You have to have some knowledge of how to fight, and I really enjoyed that. And also Kat was really good in this episode too. I loved her snarkiness, and it was a good kind of ending where Supergirl's giving her interview to Kat. So really good episode for all characters. Jimmy had a really good arc showing that he wants to grow and be his own person too. That was really good. So, good episode. Of course, I'll be reviewing Supergirl next week, and I'll keep reviewing Supergirl. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the episode. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.